Hello folks, welcome to the stream. I'm so short. Why am I so short? Hello. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I am Bogus Meat Factory. I hope you're all doing well this evening. Tonight, we're going to do a little low-key streaming. We're going to be playing some Shining Force 2. More of that. See how things go. We're getting close to beating the game actually, so I really hope we do. And no voices tonight, sadly. I am still, my voice is still a little shot, so we're playing a little low-key. But I hope you're all doing well. Let's just jump in, because I'm just excited to play. Let's get things started. Woo! Oh, yeah. Whoops. Whew. Sakura, a little Loki. Let's see. Like, how's it going tonight? I hope you're doing well, Sakura. I hope you're doing very well. What is this nonsense? Get this full screen. What is this? What are you doing, game? Let me know how the volume is on everything. Can't play much. Oh, no worries. You can complain all you like. You're more than welcome to complain. Let's turn this down. It's a bit loud. Normal things. Hey, you know what? Normal things can still be big, need to be addressed. So don't worry, you're alright. We just landed back on Grand Seal Island, right? We're on Grand Seal, or Grand's Island. And I'm a complainer. Sorry, I'm an endless complainer. Grand's Island, and we are making our way back to Grand Seal to stop the Big Bad. This game is butts and butts and butts. Mr. Petro and Mr. Passaron come from the south. I don't remember where we were. Where are we right now? Okay. Welcome to Roft. Every peaceful person is welcome. What's up, boy? We get your items in good condition. Let's see. I've already got my guys like maxed out, right? Let's see. I think so. Yeah. They're all equipped with the good stuff. I don't even know who's on my team right now. It's been so long. It's been so long. I don't even remember anything about what happens. Got healing drop. Geralt. Okay. Yeah, we had flown an ancient bird, got into a big fight, and we're trying to stop we're being hunted down by like some evil demon dudes. And we're attempting to escape. Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard does a spell. Zane! I am feeling better. We're getting there. Zink, are you okay? You were captured by the devils. How are you today, Zane? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm doing okay. My voice is getting there. Slowly but surely. I don't know. I'm seeing a doctor about it. So I hope that it is improving, but it definitely is getting tired quickly. Nobody but the dwarven blacksmith can work with mithril. Yeah, so I've been just trying to take it easy and not overdo it. So no voices in my silly RPGs today. We were able to find mithril and Grants before the dwarven blacksmith was in Grant's forest. Trash boy, it's good to see you, my friend. I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing well as well. What you been up to? It's so good to see you. I am recovering slowly but surely. Mr. Passaron came here through the tunnel in the south. We've been told that devils live there, and we have seen many devils here since we came to Roft. That is good to hear. I'm glad you are doing quite well. Red Baron is a cruel killer. He has smeared his armor with the blood of his enemies. We've been, in the slow mend Yeah, Mithril. Yes, we know of Mithril. We've been slowly. It's one of those weird things, Mithril, because it's something you can find all throughout the game as secrets, but it's a thing that you don't learn about until now, near the end of the game. Devils kidnapped Mr. Petro and stole the Nazca ship. Well, we got the Nazca ship just now. Yes, oh, my beard. It's called the lazy beard. This is my lack of self-care beard. I'm glad you like it. So Petra, don't leave me alone. Pesrin, I'm sorry. You promised to fly me in the sky. I know, with the Nazca ship I promised I'd fly home to see my family, to show them how wonderful the ancients were. Petro, no! Yeah, that's as voicey as I can get right now. The devils lied and then killed Petro. Please defeat the evil devils for him. The Nazca ship crashed. I hope Petro gets on the Nazca ship in the great beyond. Oh! Yeah, Trash Boy. All haikus that are redeemed are in the book. I'm in the process of getting that going. What's wrong with Zinc? I have no idea, but he's obviously disturbed. Dookie, Serastral, I am angry. I cannot forgive the devils. I have overridden my restrictions on fighting. I am joining your force as a soldier. Zinc the Ribbit has joined the force. And yeah, there's a lot. There is something that's going to be happening, a project I've been working on in my time off, that will be ready to go when I beat this game. After that, we're going to unveil an interesting project. And I'm working on the haiku books. And also at the end of the year, I've been doing some video editing for a kind of like an award show of sorts, with categories like, you know, my personal game of the year. Like, what game have I played this year that I love so much? Not necessarily the one that was released this year. And then like a text adventure game of the year, where we pick our Infocom game of the year, and like clip of the year, and go through some clips and stuff that I really liked. Book of Travels, maybe Trash Boy. I have also been playing a lot of that in my interim as well. Just trying to make both head and tails of that fantastic game. There's so much to it. It is an absolute marvel, and I love it very much. Alright, so we need to get Zinc in the battle. We've seen all these guys' butts. Sheila and Guyane and all that, alright? Alright, so we're getting Zinc in here. Who's coming out? Because I like everybody here. Let's just get rid of Freya for a second. We'll bring him back, because he's now got Aura, which is a group heal. And so we're just going to see what Zinc looks like for the fight. But Book of Travels is really something magical, man. It's going to be tough this year for me, because there's a lot. Hold on. One second. Whoa, jeez, what is happening? Whoa, game? Why are you doing this? What's going on? What is this madness? What is this madness? What is happening? Hold on. Game? Why did you decide to go all willy-nilly on me? There we go. I need to pull up my Shining Force 2 guide so that I don't miss certain things. I'm using this to look for like the secrets and stuff, not like characters more than anything. Let's see. Arm of Golem. Okay. One second. We're just looking at the characters. There's a new character here, and I just want to see exactly how to get them. Because I need something called the Arm of Golem? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Alright, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm not worried about it. Halen Wilmette Earl, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you? I had enough to get it the other day, but brought some other game instead, like an idiot. What was the game you got, Trash Boy? And Earl, it is a pleasure to see you. I hope you're doing very well. Most fantabulous. I will be, by the way, Earl, I did get your message. So in December 12th, most likely, I will be participating in the Tournament of Champions for NES Open Tournament Golf as one of the winners of the tournament. Oh no, we've got teleporters. Ulu, Ulu, have you seen my arm? I can't move without my arm. Ulu. Great. How do I get his arm? Hell let loose. Forgot completely about Book of Travels until I bought it. Haven't played the game yet. There you go. Book of Travels is fantastic. They've been working on it diligently and trying to get all the bugs fixed and stuff like this, so it's been a positive experience there. They've been really good at that, of trying to fix stuff and get things going. I don't know if I will. The competition is very stiff, but I will give it my all. I don't want to leave just yet. I want to know where you get the Arm of the Golem. The picture section of this page. It does not tell you. Pictures of its location and his location are linked to in the sections of this page. I don't see where the Arm of Golem is. Hold on. We have to find this thing. Ooh, I want this guy on my team. A new sponsor this year? Oh, Mojito! Hello! It's good to see you. Hey, happy November indeed. We're gonna try to get back. Oh, jeez. The butts are fantastic. They're beautiful. Audio Eric, it's so good to see you too. Yeah, we're gonna get back to normality, I hope. It's a process. We're gonna see how it goes. Oh, man. I may have missed the Arm of Golem. I don't know where it's located. Let me see what we got. Hold on. Let's take a look and see if we got it. Great sword, okay. Mithril. Burning pimento. Mithril. Shining ball. Nazca cannon. Blizzard. Heat axe. Steel lance. Power stick. No. Okay. So we can't get this guy yet. This is a butt we're missing. And this hurts. This hurts for missing this butt. Pristigity Sea Cow, how are you? The mediasts. I mean, the Uncrystables, I still keep them with me. Just in case. Uncrystables. Those really did, man. Those really, really helped me out in my time of need. Oops. Did that go away? I think it might be Audio Eric. In an attempt to capitalize on, you know, to turn over a new leaf. Look, Bogey Clubsman had to really have a nice coming to Christ moment and really had to reevaluate what was important to him, what he valued in life. And he decided to look to the good book, Rogue's Hour, the ultimate good book. Oh, whoa, we're back here. Hold on. How do I get... Where is the Arm of Golem? Arm of Golem, Shining Force 2. Apparently, it's here. It's in Mound. Where's Mound? Okay, Mound. Shining Force 2. North Parmesia. Which one is Mound? Pekalon Mound. Oh, okay, gate's locked. Okay. That's perfect. Mound. Let's see. When the people... Oh, okay. So I figured it out. I figured out where I gotta go. Okay. We're going. What about Brone Ponies? Brone Ponies? Brone Ponies. I like it. Brone Ponies is a very silly name. Brone Ponies. Brone Wood. Bro, what? I'm so confused. That's very silly, but I like it. I might just pimp my own podcast. I'm going to be a shill. For once in my life, I'm going to be a shill. I'm proud of it. I love it. From Azerbaijan. Yes, cheese. The ultimate. The ultimate. From Azerbaijan. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I don't think I am. I don't remember where I'm going. Going to North Parmesia. Oh no, we're not doing this. That's the greatest pun ever. We have to do this fight apparently. If I don't, we're gonna go way back, and I don't want to go way back. So I guess we're doing this fight. We're gonna look at this butt. See how it goes. Oh man. Audio Eric, we're gonna get there eventually. Did you listen to the new one? I don't, because you saw some of the live one. Did you hear the rest of it? I thought it went well. We're reading the Mario book. Oh Jesus, that hurt. Oh no, no one has redeemed for the Laura's book haiku. Nope, not yet. Oh, he's poisoned. Okay. How much damage are we doing here? 13? Oh boy. Oh man, Sakura's doing that. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Let's get that haiku in. It's important. Woo! Whoop, that's not the haiku screen. It's time for a haiku. In Laura Cross mind is existential madness and bad fan fiction. This has been a haiku. It really is, man. Oh, don't worry about it, Audie Eric. You're doing just fine. So, I have already finished the next book that we are going to cover. And I have to say that it is interesting. Oh, no, Trash Boy! Okay, hold on. It's time for a haiku. In Laura Cross mind is existential madness and bad fanfiction. This has been a haiku. There we go. Whew. Okay, we made it. We're fine. Everything's fine. Blocked it. It's my pleasure. It's the least I can do. Oh, he's unaffected by that. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna attempt to get back into the groove of streaming some more. We may shift it to 3 days a week so that I can get some time to do some extra work, because I've definitely been I loaded up stuff at the end of the year. And so I haven't been able to get done all the stuff I need to do because I totally overloaded it into the back end of the year. And so I'm in this predicament of, let's get that done. Because like I said, I was like, we have the end of the baseball season coming up real soon. And I've got to get prepped for that. There's the end of the fantasy video games league, which I've got to get prepped for that. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there. And it's just, there's a lot. There's a whole lot. Not to mention the end of the year award show thing I want to do. If I can't get that done, it'll have to wait until next year, I guess. But I don't want it to be. Ooh, Zinc does not move around much. At least Bob. Not to mention just competing with my voice and prepping, because we have to take a hiatus for the holidays on the Literate Pixel podcast. And we want to make a little back catalog. Is it right there, Bob? Stay firm. Good to see you, Bob. Hi, Lip. I missed you, my friend. Bill's somewhere. He's maybe with Ted. We'll get him at some point. I have no idea where he is right now. But, yeah, so I hope I can do this award show thing, but I may not be able to, because it's something that I planned on middle of the year. So, like, I came up with the idea to do it at the middle of the year, and it would have been better if I had some foresight in that and decided to plan a little earlier. With the way that I want to do it, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope I can get it going fairly quickly. We're staying. Oh, I guess we can move on and we'll let Zinc take that guy out. and we'll let Zink fight that thing. We'll just take out these guys. I'm just worried about getting through this now. Oh no, Jaro. Those borders do a lot of damage. Oh, Jaro, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, so we got the Cerberus. We're just kind of brute forcing our way through here. Thank you, Sakura. Alright, guys, we got our butt here. This is important. Zink butt. Let's see how it goes. You ready? It's an important butt. Ooh, it is a skimpy, waif-like butt. That was wafer thin. I don't know how I feel about that. Needs to do some squats, exactly. He's got to put the work in, man. He's a robot, for goodness sake. You would think that he'd have some pneumatic, you know, apparatus in his rear section, you know? But nope, sadly. That's a lacking butt. Had a gluteus minimus. A gluteus non-existence. This is words. I know words. I can use them. I promise. Here comes Tushy. Belching flames. Oh, Tushy. You're so beautiful, Tushy. I love you so much. Oh, good. Go after Tushy. Tank it, Tushy. Gluteus nihil? Nihil? Yes. How are you doing, by the way, Lip? I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's so good to see you. We have, so yeah, I read, so the next Literate Pixel podcast episode is based off of, it's a choose your own adventure style Mario game. And what's great about it is they use actual, like, puzzles in the book, which is fun to try to figure out. But it is a interesting book. There's a lot to say about it. And I can't wait to talk about it, because there is so much to say. Yeah, we're doing a lot of small books for the rest of this year for the podcast, just because it'll be a little easier for me with all the stuff that I'm doing. So you're going to see a lot of choose your own adventure style books this year, for the rest of this year. More inspired or less inspired than the live action Mario Bros. Movie? More inspired. It's interesting because they dig into the, you know, the world of Mario. I can't go too deep or I'll start ranting and raving like a madman, because there's nothing quite like it. What's crazy, though, is that it was written by the same guy who created the MMO that is a family-friendly, like, kids-based MMO that was a puzzle platforming MMO where the dinosaurs that teach you Esperanto. He wrote these books, which we learned just a minute ago. Like, we literally learned it, like, right then and there. Untitled Tushy. Which is crazy, because Castle Infinity is a really interesting game for what it is. There's not many things out there quite like it. That is, this, third-person side-scrolling 2D platforming game, but also a weird puzzle game too that requires people working together and gathering inventory to overcome obstacles. A little bit of adventure to it, but also with steeped with lore, weird kid lore, and other just odd things. There's nothing quite like it. Dude, Tushy's belching a lot of flames, man. He must have had himself a really bad burrito or something. Sorry, Zinc. I don't know if you're going to be in the party, because you really don't have the movement. You're going to be stuck behind everybody. Why can't we move here? What is this? What's wrong with this space right there? That we can't move there. Peter? How has everybody else been doing? I've been gone for 3 weeks. I hope you guys are doing well. What have you been playing? Any good games? Anything of interest? I had to get a new phone. What's wrong with my phone? It just beeps at me a lot. It says, hey, the day is done. Do you want to know how you did this week? And I've been playing Pikmin Bloom on my phone with my kids. And that's been a lot of fun. They've been loving it thoroughly. Oh, I miss you too, Trash Boy. It means the world to me. It means the world to me. Having hurt my voice put me into a legitimately, a really bad funk. I was really sad. I was frustrated because I love to talk in general. And I couldn't. And, but also, having to still be a dad and perform my parental duties in those moments was very challenging and very difficult. Let's detox. Dookie. And doing the thing that I love, streaming and sharing and talking to folks, this is my primary way of socializing with people in the day-to-day world. So not having that was very difficult. So I streamed 3 days straight, recorded a podcast, streamed for 3 days straight, and doing a lot more, and I did not take care of my voice. I overdid it and just did too much, and ended up really hurting my voice bad. Let's do Raijin. And so I stressed it out too much. I lost my voice, and then even now it's been almost 3 weeks now, and it's still stressed. It doesn't hurt as much. It still hurts. But it has recovered. For the most part, it just gets tired. My voice gets very tired. That's a great way to describe it. So we recorded that podcast live, and that was about 2 hours. And at the end of that, I had a real difficult time. I definitely had to rest. My voice was shot. I was really exhausted. Sorry, Zinc. Freya's journey back. Yeah, let me get a drink. Thank you. I'll go get some water. I'll be right back. Enjoy the great music. I hope so as well. Trash word. I hope so as well. But because I lost my voice, right? Like, I was stressed out. I was beating myself up terribly, unnecessarily. And going through what? I did not want that to happen. Jaro, get back out there. No, not Freya. Dang it. There. I definitely beat myself up. It was really interesting because, like, I had discovered that am I not supposed to go this way? I'm not supposed to go this way. Am I? Maybe I am. Ooh, maybe I am. Oh, we totally are. Yeah, we crossed the river here and we go north. So a major, reevaluation. Definitely spent a lot of time more with my kids and stuff, but also just trying to take it easy and not overdo it, because I absolutely overdid it. I got all excited and just overdid it. Didn't take care of my voice like I should have. Okay, so this is the place I need to be. Somewhere in here. No. Where is it now? It surprises us every day. The Arm of Golem. Yeah, see. The priest once told me that golems were made by the ancients. Some golems are bad, some are good. I want to see a good golem. We're gonna get a good one here. You saved us, you saved our town. Now it's like a ghost town. The Arm of Golem suddenly moved a little. Will you get rid of it? Yeah, I will get rid of it. Where is it? Yeah, because we really miss you, Zinc. Okay, thank you guys. Where's the Arm of Golem, though? It's gotta be in that lady's house, I think. I gotta be just a little more thorough in looking for it. Gotta get a goon golem. Okay, let's look. I'm gonna look online. Let's consult the ancients. Okay. When you go out of the passages, people re-inhabit the houses, ask you to take with the arm. Walk and search the topless square. Okay. Over here? Like what? That's wacky. Okay. It suddenly moved a little. We get rid of it? Okay. I want to get rid of it. Then the arm will appear. Search it to pick it up. Okay. Oh, you have to manually search. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we gotta... We can cast Egress, I think. Let's do that. That's probably the best way to do it. Oops. No. Then we're back here. That was nice. So we gotta get our golem buddy now. Because we missed that arm before. And I think that's... We got like only one more character, I think? Maybe? Man, also... It's weird. Right? So I got into a situation... where I also got hit with this major feeling of like not indecisiveness, too much decision. So like I wanted to get through Blood Omen Legacy of Kain next after this, but then Book of Travels came and really messed things up, and my poor brain was like reeling from this, not knowing necessarily what to choose, what to do. Dookie put the Arm of Golem on the golem. Ooh, wow. Oh, hold on. That feels good. My power is back. Thank you. I can move again. How can I express... Oh yes, I'll join you. I'll protect you. Hold on. Claude the Golem. Hold on. I've never seen this before. This is unprecedented. Look at this. Come on. Oh. Come on. Look at that. Oh. Oh my goodness. That sends shivers down my spine. Shivers down my spine. We've never seen it before in the history of rating butts. Look at it. Look at it. Let's go in for a big close-up here. Look at that. Look at that. Now it loses all meaning. But you can see that crack. You can see it. You know it to be true. There it is. Interesting. I want to know if his real butt lives up to that, you know? In the cleft of the rock takes on a whole new meaning. Yep. Okay, so now where do I go? We're going to next page. Claude's Cave. All you do is go to the bottom of Claude's Cave. On the left, you'll find a few squares that have a sort of brown and gray pen on them. Gotten Claude. To the coastal pathway, and then to the prison flowers battle. Okay. This is magical, man. That guy's butt is truly something to behold. I've never seen anything like it. We've never seen a sprite, like a walking around sprite, have a butt. Never before. So, oops, I got myself stuck. Never before. So that's a first. That's a first for us. I welcome it though, wholeheartedly. The golem breaks the butt rating scales. We have to see it in action, Lip. We have to see it in action. We're gonna put him in. Claude, you're in, buddy. Who's going out, though? Yo, Isaac, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So good. How are you doing? What you been up to? You know what really solidifies a good butt? Good golem butt. Let's just put May away for a minute. Like, you get yourself a solid granite, you know, and you're just ready to go. Granite butt? Sign me up. Where am I going? I legit have no idea. This way? This way. That way? There we go. Man, I'm freaking out. Extra Life is this weekend, and so much is going down. Shout out. You're doing it on your Twitch, right? Shout out to IW42. Does an Extra Life stream yearly, and does fantastic stuff. They did. They shaved their beard on stream. They ate some very hot chips. They do a really great job. You're blazing a trail. Would a marble butt be good? Seeing all the veins in it? Oh, Lip. The sinew. Oh, you know it is Shining Force Atomic Atomisk. How are you today, by the way? I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. This is Shining Force 2. Shining Force 2, we're getting close to the end. Love this game very much. It's been so much fun. You know, I would do silly voices, but I had hurt my voice recently, so Darn you, Grand Seal Swine. But don't worry, I just finished my preparations. Yes, everything's ready. It's showtime. Celestial, why is he smiling? Marble butts are the best. Because, like, marble butts, let's take a second to talk about marble butts for a minute. Alright? You think you want a tight marble butt? No. It's not how this works. You want yourself a little cushy, gotta have some fat to it. Because it's like the flow of cloth in marble, unlike anything else, except for the cellulose of fat in a ripe, juicy butt. Dude, I want to play Shining Force 3. Oh! I have it! Atomic Atomic. I wanted to go through the whole series this year. We're gonna be probably doing a lot more quick games for the rest of this year. But January, I think I might start January off with Shining the Holy Ark, which is a prequel to Shining Force 3. And is an actual prequel, and it is kind of important. And we'll go through Shining Force 3 all throughout the year. Because it's Shining Force Episode 3, Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3 have been fan-translated. We won't be rating butts, though, because those pixelated butts are sharp and jagged, and those aren't very good. Isaac says, this year is going to be mad, though. Marriott donated a private gaming lounge space to my campaign, so we'll be streaming from there. Basically inviting everyone I know in a 75-mile radius. Nice. That is awesome. Yeah, so what days are you doing it, Isaac? When does it start? Let me know, and I'll definitely be promoting you. You should absolutely deserve all the love and attention for that stuff. You did great work. He believes this is the place where we will die. Dookie, be careful. So yeah, expect more Shining Force stuff next year. I'm going to be doing Blood Omen after this for sure. I want to get done before the year's done. The last thing I might do this year, I might end it in the Outer Wilds DLC. It's probably what I'm going to end the year on. I started with it. I'm going to end on it. It's worth it. Saturday. Okay, noon Eastern till 11 a.m. Eastern the next day. Excellent. I will promote it for sure. I will get the word out. I'll stop in. Folks should absolutely support Isaac's work there. It's fantastic. Extra Life is so great. Oh man, I don't want to get too... Oh, hello. I don't know what the prism flowers do. I don't want to... Oh no, we don't want to get too crazy. Tushy, everybody kind of stand back. I don't know what those things are capable of. Whoa, he's doing spells. This weekend is the clock change. Oh, yeah. That's right, because it's the 24 hours. EDT to EST, see? Yep. Ooh, Mist Demons. The Dragonute. Slade is a force to be reckoned with, man. Ooh, an Executioner. Matawi, it's good to see you. Also, we are going to be back on... expect 2 1 a.m.s on Sunday. We are going to be back on Friday. I'm going to try to get Nick to do some infocom. So we're going to be doing Planet Falls next, I believe. Which is going to be great. The Bow Rider. Oh, dude, that hurts. Yeah, we're going to be starting some more infocom games, which I'm super excited for. I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life, so hold on. No multiplayer stuff right now because I'm trying to keep it slow. Just taking it nice and slow. Who got hurt? Carol got hurt. So I expect to probably stream some. Oh! Atomic Atomisk. So, you're not crazy. So I had always preferred Shining Force 1 to Shining Force 2. But I enjoyed the art more. I enjoyed the music and that sort of thing. My mind has changed. I still think that the Shining Force 1 music is better, but not by a whole bunch. Dang it, my rock guy can't get there. What I really enjoy, I ended up enjoying the character art a lot more now and appreciating it a lot more. The portraits, the character portraits, and the animation. Animation's where it's at in this one. I don't necessarily like the combat sprites as much as I did in Shining Force 2. Ooh, man, that Griffin hurt. Or Shining Force 1. I'm sorry, brain still frazzled. But I do feel that its character portraits are better, and there's just more. It's more beefy. I enjoy this game a lot more. It's a lot more fun. There's more to it. I'm leaving a space open because I want my rock guy to get up there. I'm curious about the prism flowers. What are these? They shot down the Nazca ship in the game. I'm curious. And Matawi, to answer your question, Shining Force 2 has gone very well. I had to take a really big break from streaming because I seriously hurt my voice. I'm doing much better now, but I'm still not 100%. And just trying to recover. Okay. Okay. Voice is a patina now. Work with it. Exactly. Voice has a patina. I like that thought process. So these guys attack in a straight line, apparently. Alright, here we go. This is Claude's butt. Everybody get ready. Get ready. Because look at this. Look at this for a second. Look at that butt right there. That is a meaty butt. That is just a big ol' honkin' badonkadonk. Let's see how this goes. Eyes peeled. This is important. Gotta see the block animation still. You're right, Lip. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We've never taken into consideration the battlefield sprites. The ones here on the battlefield. We've never taken those into consideration. That changes things. That changes things a bit. I'm curious as to what's going to happen next. Paint me curious here. Alright, we're going to send Tushy over here and fight this guy. Belch and flames on the prism flower. Yes, Tushy. Get in here. Charo, Gucci girl Charo. I'm curious to know what determines the use of the prism flowers. Like, what brings them out? They just decide to attack randomly. Okay, they can go side to side. Interesting. I'm so glad that I have my priest right now. Because Aura is so helpful. Geralt's taking the hits and making the plays. Its attack animation was lackluster there, Lip. And also the fact that the butt that we see on the battlefield is not the butt that we see in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bit of a disappointment. Oh no, let's see how the purple worm does. Okay, that's not too bad. Could be worse. Ooh, they really want to hurt Jaha. Ooh, a critical hit too. Ouch. Okay. The Executioner's still hanging out. What's weird is the unpredictableness of this. All of this is unpredictable. Oh man, the Bow Rider is really... Oh my gosh, another heavy attack. Are you kidding me? Jaha, no, buddy. That would be pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna take this out. That hurt Jaha being out. That's some lack of XP there for him. Oh, the Game Boy Advanced? I actually haven't played it. I was only recently privy to it, so I haven't gotten to experience it very much, actually. I haven't checked it out. I've heard good things though. I know it had like the card game, the card element to it, and so I'm curious. I was super excited when I found it back. Oh man, yeah. I had seen it in game magazines and stuff like this and thought that that was actually like really awesome, but I never got a chance to see it in action. Yeah, there is a card element attached to it. I may be crazy, but I'm pretty sure there is. Who's getting the heals here? Slade's getting the heals. Yeah, there are these weird like battle cards that you can get in the game. I may be crazy. I may be crazy and making it up. Thank you, Trash, but I need all the water in the world. Thank you to remind me to drink, drink, drink. I need to not stop drinking. I'm glad I healed Slade. Mist Demon does major damage. Slade gets a counter attack though. Alright. Neptune, baby. Let's summon a butt. Look at that fish butt. Hold on. Oh, we need to check the tape on that fish butt. There's something there. There's something there. Improves the AI, adds more backstory to every character, adds elemental properties, gives all new promotions to existing characters, and adds 3 new characters to the game. Interesting. Man, my memory must be just deceiving me then, because I swear there was something else, but I absolutely can be wrong. Why did I think there was a card element to it? Huh. I need to take this guy out first, the Bull Rider. No, Shining in the Darkness has a card element to it. Huh. Shining Force card. Yeah. Character cards are a special kind of item found in Shining Force Resurrection of the Dark Dragon. They're collected throughout the game that allows Maulock to activate his various abilities. Yeah, one of the characters uses them. Uses character cards. See, I'm not crazy. Did anybody die in that attack? Because I was not paying attention. So there is something. It's not necessarily for everybody, but... No. Like, but you collect it. You could find and collect these character cards, yeah. Yes. Oh boy. Prison Flower's going nuts. It hurts. Aunt Janice, it hurts. Oh my gosh. Alright, we just gotta heal. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me, guys. Peter the P-Hunks is coming in hot. You pissed off Peter the P-Hunks. Oh, Slade's dead. We lost Slade and Luke. Oh, wait. He's not dead. Oh my god. He's alive. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I didn't do that. Freya's not hurt. I thought he was hurt. Dang it. That was a waste. Gotta heal Slade. He's a bit more important than Geralt. Okay. Slade's our beefcake. Just get Gucci Girl Jaro out of the way. The Prison Flower's not going to go after him right now, in that position. Because I don't think they are. Who knows? Level 17, nice. Attack by 3! Oh, Geralt, that's a big gain, buddy. Belching flames! Man, Tushy's been belching a lot more flames lately. Something must have happened while we were gone. I think something like his diet changed. Something in his diet had to have changed. He's been getting into more Thai food or something. Yes, Kazan. Apollo level 2. Oh boy. Going after the hero. The Prison Flowers don't do that much damage. It's really all about positioning. It's wanting to get as many people as possible. Alright. Let's see. He's full. She's a little... Okay, no. We're gonna be healing. Heal 1 just the same amount as heal 2. I'm surprised that we did not lose Slade. Okay. One at a time. Take these things down. Oh, dodge! The flower that is attached to the ground. Ooh, Peter. It's fine if Peter dies. It's fine if he dies. He's not gonna, but it's fine if he does. He resurrects himself for free, which is nice. I'm gonna move over here safely. Safely out of the way. Block it, Claude, so I can see the butt. No. And see, it's so flat there. There's no contours to his butt in that instance. It's incredibly disappointing. I'm incredibly disappointed by his butt. In combat, I'm disappointed. Not so disappointed outside of combat. He's got a fantastic, but outside of combat. But its inside is just it's so flat. It's demonstrably flat. It's concerningly flat. You have to wonder what's going on there. There has to be something. Oof. Looks like I can't get it. There we go. Go Tushy. Get the kill, buddy. Tushy. Tushy. What's going on here? Okay. I stay here. I'm still fine. Jaro gets the kill. I like it. HP 2, attack 1, defense 1, agility 1. I don't know how I'm feeling about Jaro. We might have to get rid of him at some point. Whoa! The girl with a bow raiding. Welcome, raiders. I didn't get a raid notification. There, it did pop up. I don't know why there wasn't any sound to that. Maybe I was deaf. Welcome, everybody. Sonaveld, it's so good to see you. Nate Wilkie, always a pleasure. What were you guys playing tonight? Shout out to the girl with the bow. Fantastic streamer. Absolutely great. But what were you guys up to today? Fairy Tear's gonna full heal, I think. No, it's magic. Dang it. I wasted the Fairy Tear. Oh boy, Dookie. Tank it, buddy. Oh, more Tales of Monkey Island. Still going through it. Man, it is, wait, Tales of the Monkey Island is... Wait, is Tales of the Monkey Island the Telltale one? Or is that the... Oh, it's the Telltale one? How are those, by the way? I have not gotten to experience those. I'm very curious. I wasn't paying attention to what's going on here, so let's see. Yeah, let's heal Peter. Much better than the fourth one. I'm having fun. That's good! How would they rank in comparison to the first three? On par, not quite there. Because, like, I mean, there's a lot of different opinions on the... between like Monkey Island 2 and that sort of thing, but on par with 3. Okay. Well, that's actually really good. I really like 3. I like 3 a lot. It's not my favorite. I'm story-wise, I'm a Monkey Island 2 guy. But puzzle-wise, I'm a Monkey Island 3 guy. Goes 1, 3, 2, 5, and 4. That's really great. That's a good. I think that's a good list there. Yeah, I mean, we can sit there and talk about, you know, it's crazy. 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. Nate Wilkie. That's not a bad list there. That's not a bad ranking. I really. What do you? Okay. No spoilers here for a lot of people who haven't played. But Nate Wilkie, are you a pro or anti Monkey Island 2 ending? How do you feel about the ending of Monkey Island 2? The loaded question, I know. Annoyed by it. See, I'm a pro Monkey Island 2 ending. I'm a pro Monkey Island 2 ending. I love it. I get it. Oh, I see. I like it. I like it. That's a good answer. Good answer. If we were on Family Feud right now, that's what I'd say. Good answer. Good answer. I'm very much like good ending. I actually kind of wish that's where the series ended. And that was the canonical end for me. I get wanting to have more. I do. And I don't think you're all crazy for wanting it. I lost Elric, but that's fine. Oh, Lipid's very good. It's very good. I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, don't. Oh, don't even. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not have that talk. The Monkey Island 4 ending. We're not doing that. I enjoyed, a lot of people were like, I like the original visuals. I'm like, that's fine. But I enjoyed the new visuals in the kind of the director's cut of those. I enjoy the commentary a lot. Yeah, switching back was fun. Just to see the difference between the two. But also, I am a firm advocate for like hearing developer commentary. It's my favorite thing. I just love hearing it. So I'm a big proponent for it. Yeah, Full Throttle as well. Full Throttle is arguably... Oh, I just need to down one. Is my favorite... It's not the best, but it's my favorite LucasArts game. That's the one... That was my first... real LucasArts game as a kid. I was a Sierra kid growing up, and I had just played the demo of Full Throttle, and I was like, I need this in my life. Like, I had a screensaver of all the different motorcycles and stuff like this, and so my cousin and I would just sit there and like just go over the designs of all these motorcycles and just go nuts for it. And I was never into motorcycle culture or anything of the sort, but just that game in particular really brought something out of me that I loved very much. Seems to have more of the Sierra vibe. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. It does. I would agree. What just happened there? She had a critical hit. It was a little crazy. And out of your cat, Sierra kids through and through. Through and through. We Sierra kids gotta stay together. Let's burn this prism flower. I overdid that. 75 points of damage. Whoops. Overdid it. It was overkill. We get some major gains, though. I'm happy with this. Everybody's doing awesome. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna set you over here. Gucci Girl Jaro. What was your audio, Eric? What was your first Sierra game? Like, what was your history with Sierra games? I would love to hear, because I love me some Sierra games. I don't know if I've asked this before, and I probably have, but I still want to know. Oops. No, it's not worth it. He's gonna get hurt by that. Okay, so let's see. Everybody's doing pretty good in health. Let's do that, because Jaro needs healing still too. Full Throttle had Well, it was my first introduction to the verb coin, and I love the verb coin. I'm a huge proponent of the verb coin. Not a lot of people talk about the verb coin. It's dumb, but the verb coin is interesting. And you're taxing my memory. My first year game was either King's Quest 3 or Space Quest 3. Mine was Space Quest 2. I was 4 years old. And we got an Apple II GS, and my brother started pirating. And it really spurred a lot of strong emotions. I mean, it taught me to read, it taught me to type and spell, and like it was, oh, Chaos Wizard came out of his den. Blaze 4. Whoa. I was not expecting this. He's gonna die though real quick. That's what's gonna happen. Space Quest 3 was one that I obsessed over. Yeah, seriously. But Space Quest 3 was one I obsessed over because I had an Apple II GS, and it didn't come out for the Apple II GS. It only came out to DOS at the time. Executioner, look at him. Slade has been silenced. He gets 2 attacks? No, come on, man. Oh, Slade. Because it didn't come out for it, and I wanted it to, and it kept saying IBM PC, and I was like, well, let's just get an IBM PC then. And Rupert like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. No. Like, what are you doing? And young me didn't know. And so I never got to play Space Quest 3 until the Space Quest collection back in the late 90s, I believe. I may be crazy, but I believe it was. Oh crap. I don't have enough for a heal. Jeez. Alright. I don't know if I would say that, Naywolkie. King's Quest, 100%. I would say that King's Quest, absolutely. Moon Logic up the wazoo. I wouldn't entirely say that that's the case with Space Quest. It had its moments. I think that with Space Quest, it had some puzzles that followed the old school mentality, where like you didn't know you needed to get a thing until you needed to get the thing. So like you wouldn't know to get like the puzzle cube in Space Quest 2 until you needed to use it near the end for a boss. Like that sort of stuff could definitely hinder a person. Oh yeah, Slade's dead. 4 has a couple issues, and it's the most like celebratory of the series, sure, but it has a lot of issues. I don't know if I'm going to keep Claude in the team, though. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to keep Claude in the team. Oh, I have a heal 4 now. Whoa. Whoa, I did not know I had heal 4. I learned about that recently, Sonaveld, that I had always thought that that's what you needed. That was the answer to the puzzle. And then I watched my good friend the Renaissance play, and he solved it the other way. He solved all these puzzles in ways that I did not know you could do. And I was shocked. And even when he played Space Quest 3, he did different solutions to these puzzles, and I was absolutely astounded. Prism flowers? My prism flowers! Dookie, I shall return with Red Baron. You'll pay for this. Yay. Save the Penguins was necessary, though, which is easy to miss. Yeah, I would say that Space Quest is by no means perfect. At least Space Quest 1 and 2. But I think that of the traditional style Sierra adventure games, the Space Quest ones are the most solid. King's Quest is the worst. And games like Police Quest, even though they're problematic, just story-wise and stuff like this, they at least allowed you to fail and like continue. You just didn't get the most points for the most part, right? Now you shall pay for killing my precious prison flowers. Oh my god, we're fighting again. Gasp again. Again with the gasp. Do you have another cunning trap for us? Would I do that? Would I do that? I just want to introduce you to my friend. Red Baron, say hello. Grow. Oh, what happened there? Oh. You can post a link. Yeah, the bots get confused a lot. They switched to the Twitch app because it was getting error 2000 on Chrome. Weird. I love driving in Police Quest. That may be the biggest saving grace of Police Quest is its driving. Not the VGA version, but the EGA version. Absolutely. It got confused by a dot, for sure. Nothing kills wanting to play a game more than soft locking and not knowing it. It depends on the game. Like, I've been playing a lot of Infocom games, right? So far this year with my good friend Nick. We do those on Fridays. We're playing Planetfall on Friday, starting that one up. So we've beaten 6 Infocom games. We're doing them in chronological order. And I don't mind the soft locks. I don't mind the soft locks in the Infocom games. Yes, I would agree there, Sonafeld, absolutely. I don't mind to do that in some channels if I have a misplaced period somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. How to get that to work right. But but also I guess with text adventure games, it's a little easier to get back to where you were, right? It's a lot easier to get back to where you were in comparison to like a graphical adventure game, because you have to go through the dialogue, listen to them talk, skip the dialogue, navigate the environment, typically not going very fast, and like having to move around the environment makes things more slow and difficult or annoying or frustrating to do. Because I found that my experiences with the text adventure games, when we soft locked or hit that wall where it's like, you can't continue, you failed, try again, we were okay with it because our brains now could better understand what we needed to do. We mapped things out and were able to more efficiently get back there. But also, it's just quicker because you don't have to walk, like you're in a room, you don't have to walk around within the room. You could just type the stuff you need to do. It was weird. It was definitely a different experience. He's waiting for you just outside the Golem Gate. You have to defeat him if you want to advance. See his red armor? It's smeared with blood. He's killed many people. It's just Kool-Aid and ketchup. Like, he's just into red stuff. That's why he's the Red Baron. Now it's your turn. This will be your undoing. We gotta zippity-doo our way back. Golem is just over there, but we have to advance. Dookie, are you ready? I'm not ready. We lost a bunch of our team. So it's really interesting to see how a lot of adventure games graphical adventure games took the design philosophies of Infocom games and text adventure games and implemented them in the same way because it was tradition, and it just doesn't work with the new graphical medium. There's stuff that a text adventure game can do that only a text adventure game can do. Was it always obvious that you soft locked? That's the bit I don't like. Some of them run until you realize. So, Sonaveld, I would say that the original Zorik, not obvious in the slightest that you've soft locked, and you can do it really, really easily. Zork 1 is horrible for that. There is one instance in Zork 2 that could be incredibly cheap if it happens to you. But typically in Zork 2, you have like this wizard that will pop up and cast spells to just inconvenience you. He can cast a spell that can, at the very end of the game, the final puzzle, screw you over completely. But typically as a player, at that point in the game, you are like saving constantly, and whenever he pops up, you just reload. You're just like, I'm not dealing with what he's doing. It's just an inconvenience. I'm not doing it. And let's see, like Zork 3 doesn't have a soft lock situation. Outside of like if you spend too much time and you don't manage your lamp. Your lamp has a resource to it, but again, and thank you, by the way, Maz. Thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to the stream too. You're more than welcome to lurk away, but if you ever want to participate in the conversation, you are always welcome to jump in. I love hearing people's perspective and listening to people about the games they love. So, what was I saying? Zork 3, not bad at all. Yeah, everyone welcome, by the way, to Maz. It's a pleasure to have you. Are you a player of, like, Shining Force? Like, look, folks, we're in a virtual bedroom right now. You thought that was a cool little, overlay. Look at this. Look, it simulates the red, green, and blue girl patterns on the TV. Zork, yeah, so the Zork games always had a management thing of the lantern, right? But typically, how do you get a virtual bedroom? Oh, EMU VR. As you can see, it's loaded up with Sierra stuff. EMU VR is the software. It uses RetroArch for emulation, and you can emulate everything, all the way up to Wii. Excluding the original Xbox, it has some issues with that, and some PS2 games, which I think they're working out. Look, it's still Halloween out there. And you get to totally customize it the way you like. Look, Sierra stickers. And it's so much fun. It's just fun to play around with. I very much enjoy this. So this is pretty much how I play all my retro stuff, and it bothers the snot out of some people. Because there's some people who are like, you have to play on original hardware. And mine is... adds insult to injury because I'm emulating inside of another software. So it's a software within a software. You have oh, dude, Audio Eric, yes. Audio Eric, one, I loved Rama as a kid, and that got me into Arthur C. Clarke and really huge into science fiction, even though the game is not that great. I loved it very much. FMV, it's a decent FMV adventure game. And Interaction Magazine, read meticulously as a kid. And it's crazy, Audio Eric. I was reading it again. Phantasmagoria's coming out. And Interaction Magazine got edgy. They got a letter from a woman, a mother, saying, like, my kids love Sierra games and they love reading Interaction Magazine. All you've been doing is showing off Phantasmagoria, and it's terrified my children. I can't do that. Like, what caused you to go into this gritty and dark and violent world? You used to be a family software company. And the response from the editor of the magazine was like, tough tits. We're hard and edgy now, bitch. Like, it was wild. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe my eyes. I was shocked. They were really like, get over it, Granny. And I was like, this is not okay. Yeah, they really, I'd never seen anything like that before. Because like you had the edgy things and they were all like, whatever, get over it, man. But to see like Sierra take this 180 turn and be like, we're all about violence now, like, and it was really weird because they weren't. It was just that game in particular. But they were just like, this is the way of the future. We are only going to talk about Phantasmagoria. They just kept talking about Phantasmagoria over and over again. Also, they must have thought about the clampdown regulation stance. Yeah, I think also like Night Trap and stuff like this definitely affected them in wanting to broaden their user base. I don't remember what was on the cover. It may have been Phantasmagoria on the cover. I do remember also there was an issue where they were talking about Phantasmagoria 2, and they were showing behind-the-scenes footage, and there is a guy in monster makeup, like, flipping the bird, and the caption says, like, our little demonic monster, you know, says that Phantasmagoria 2 is number 1, and it's very clearly he's flipping the bird. Alright, let's just make sure nobody's got anything. Nobody's poisoned, nobody's paralyzed, nobody's cursed. Good. Alright. We've got some new butts in the party, but I gotta get May back in. May. Sorry, Claude. May's joining the battle. I also absolutely love game magazines in general. And so, one of the ideas for one of the podcasts I wanted to do, if I wasn't going to do the Literate Pixel podcast, where we review books based off of video games, I was going to do one that was, and this is still something in the works that I might actually do at some point, is take a video game magazine, and each episode would be reviewing the year it had. So we would go through a year worth of its issues, 12 issues, talk about it, the stuff that we found interesting, talk about their predictions that they have, did they get them right, their views on the reviews, because they're very skewed, and it's very strange to see that certain magazines it highlights their prejudice towards other systems and companies. So for instance, Phantasy Star 4 getting like 6s out of 10, like across the board, being considered like, this is a terrible game. It's so ho-hum average, and it's nothing compared to, you know, the storytelling masterpieces of Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI. And that was crazy to witness, or to like see that, and it's very interesting to see it now, or to go back and look at it. It also is interesting is because they very much they showcase a lot of games that, one, didn't look like that when they came out, or games that never did come out, and also highlight or hype games that we don't hear about now. And also just the perspective. For instance, I was looking at I believe it was GamePro, the early GamePro, like their first stuff. They had their second issue. They did a big talk about Super Mario Bros. 3 and getting an inside look from the Japanese game Super Mario Bros. 3, which, by the way, that magazine was released before the movie The Wizard, and it shows so much. And they're just like talking about it in a very, they don't have the context. Mario isn't that cultural zeitgeist that it is now. It isn't this universal thing that everybody knows Mario. And so it's so weird to watch these people talk in an objective like, oh, this looks like a really cool game. I can't wait. It'll be interesting. We'll just see how it goes. And to witness that in that moment is so strange. Knowing now, in hindsight, looking back at those things, it's very unusual. And I like it. I think it's a very interesting talking point. So, oh, come on. 2 attacks? Really? You're killing me, guys. You're killing me. Literally. There's a Minotaur. Come on, man. Oh, give me a break. Okay. Let's throw a bolt, because we just need to do some damage on him. Sorry, I rant. For those who are new to the stream, who are new to me in general, that is very much a thing that happens incessantly. We go on different tirades just nonstop. We will talk about everything and anything ad nauseum, and just take these long breaks to just sit here and talk about like my love for text parsers, how text parsers are fantastic, and how we should have more text parsers in games. That's the thing. I'm waiting expectantly for the day that text parsers come back. We have now the pro, like, you know, going into the PS2 era graphics and people loving that sort of stuff. I'm just waiting with bated I love it. The PS1 era graphics, like, I think that's fantastic. Let's have that, because I think that that's a really awesome visual aesthetic. If everything looks like Mega Man Legends, I'd be so happy. But I'm just waiting. Zane says, really? Do you honestly expect that text parsers will return? Look, it's wishful thinking. Audio Eric, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming in and hanging out, Audio Eric. Thank you. So, if we were to bring back text parsers... Oh, gosh. The genre would be, Zane, are you ready? This is the one it needs to be in. Lots of developers love console, so I see a possibility as more people learn it. Yes. Okay, so someone would say, oh, adventure games, or hands off the controller right now. Some people would say adventure games. I would say no. While interactive fiction is still a thing and still lauded by a lot of people, it's not. Interactive fiction is not going to come back into the mainstream. I mean, at this point, maybe 50 years down the line, 100 years down the line, if games are still around in this way. But we care too much about graphics. We care too much about graphics and not about how we interact with the medium. Cursors are such a better way of interacting with graphical content. But Zane, here's how we do it. It wouldn't be solely on a text parser, but I would love to see an open world action-based RPG, something along the lines of the Elder Scrolls games, using a text parser with interaction with NPCs. Simply that. Or interaction with the environment as well. So, for instance, being asked questions that you have to answer, like a stone tablet or incantation that you have to say, and you have to type it. In VS Code, I can't remember a lot of shortcuts, but I can search for any command that'd be great for RPGs or games with complex interfaces. So AI-based responses to type stuff. So I would say that no, what you do is, and it's something very simple. It's not necessarily AI-based stuff. Here's the thing. You don't have to have a complex parser language and understanding like complex sentences and things like this. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with parsers going to the point where it's incredibly specific. I like the east, south, down, look at, those sorts of things. But you can go the route of EverQuest. I have stated this 1 billion times, that EverQuest's use of a text parser with interacting with the world it's the perfect level of accessibility and engagement without being alienating of the other aspects of the genre in general, where you just simply have keyword information, where you know that they have keywords. The NPC, you hail them, you type hail, and they respond to you, and you can see that there are keywords, and you just incorporate that into a sentence. What is that? Who is this? What about this? And interacting with the keywords in that way. It's something incredibly simple, and only related to a very particular facet of the gameplay, but still can really engage players in an awesome and different way that they don't normally experience. Plain language text parser. Instead of drilling down into menus, you hit a key and type party to go to party. Zonefeld, I think that's also a great way to do it too. I think that you have to make the text parser, and the problem also with text parsers in general, and why it wouldn't really make a comeback now, is because of console games, and those being having to have these cross things, and it just doesn't work as well unless you have a keyboard, and it's not going to hit mainstream. But if I would embrace it even in just on an indie scene of people really digging into text parsers. What I'm looking for is a game interface where a text parser is a better interface than a simple button-based UI or a cursor-based UI. Zane, even think of it like this. Think of a space game. So think of a space exploration game, right? Where you are interacting with a computer and you're logging information. So using a text parser for entering commands for a computer or a ship to a computer AI in character, not an actual AI, to offer commands and things like this, using a text parser, or using it for in-game journaling. I think that in-game journaling is really important and a great way for players to engage with things and take notes without having to do it externally. And while I love taking notes externally, having that incorporated in the game is more easier for players and accessible, while also making them have to do a little bit of work instead of having quest markers and stuff like this on maps, which I don't agree with. And I think that those are the worst thing you could... Oh, I'm a very anti-quest markers. I think that that's lazy design, and it's also overstepping the bounds of ease of access. Okay, sorry. Wow. I'm not even listening to the chat, sorry. Consoles mean even having a point-and-click interface limits the platform you can release on. AI journaling is a thing, by the way. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, AI Dungeon is a fantastic software to use as well. Custom maps, notes on maps, exactly. Here we're imagining a game where the only interface to the game, or at least a subset of the game, is a parser. Totally on board with this. So Zane, there was a game in the 1980s. It was graphical, but it was it was almost purely text, where I can't even remember the name off the top of my head right now. I have it on my backlog. I want to play this game. It was you are a astronaut who's coming back to Earth from a failed mission, an interstellar mission. For you, time hasn't passed very much, but the people on Earth, it has been many, many years. And you come back, and it has failed because you're looking for a new place to colonize. And the place is empty. There's nobody there. But the cities are still erected, and no catastrophe has happened. And so you're trying, and no bodies or anything like this. And so you find one working computer that's barely working. You actually have to work to repair it and interact with it. And it gives you, and you have to pretty much scour information from this computer to learn about what had happened to humans on Earth. It's really interesting. It is a really, really interesting game that I really want to play a bunch of. Sorry, let's get back to this game. Sorry. I'm just jibber-jabbering over here. Don't mind me. Slade's got to take a step back. Earl, as always, it's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Get some rest. Thank you so much for hanging out as well. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it, Zane. I don't mind ranting endlessly. That's just what I do. That's what I do. Going with search versus parser, I wonder if you could combine the two. Game presents you with every possible action in a room. You filter with search terms instead of typing in commands. They did something like that with the Legend Entertainment games. Legend Entertainment always they would offer up all the lists of verbs that you could possibly have in its lexicon, and try to encourage you to use that, and also all of the interactable objects listed. I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. I enjoy players having to do some of that legwork, but I see the appeal. I do. Like I think there's a way that you can do so, but it's tough. It's very challenging. Baba is you as oh yes. Oh man. Fantastic point. Baba you is very, very, very good. I very much enjoy the way of using text in that way, of very different ways. Oh, Tushy tanked that really good. We need healing bad. I don't know why, but sometimes characters like just skip a turn. I don't necessarily understand why that is. Oh, she can only be right next to him. Yeah, he needs a full heal. Some of adventure gaming is discovery. You don't want the parser to betray a hidden object until you find it. And that's one of those things that I feel Sonnefeld is... With adventure games, one of the big issues with the point-and-click interface... There's a lot here to take in. Hold on. So when they we're talking EGA Sierra games, right? EGA Sierra games were interesting because you still had look, and you still had these commands that helped you understand the environment a little bit better, as well as point out things of interest, items or people or things to interact with, right? And that gets lost in point-and-click adventure games. Like, they just straight up stopped doing that. Where when you use the look icon in an environment, it doesn't tell you much of anything. And I think that if you were a person who designed your game with the idea... Hold on, what is he at? Okay. When you're a person who designed the game with the idea that... of discovery being a part of the mechanics, that would be incredibly interesting. I'd be down for that. I want discovery to be a major facet. And I think it could. Where you have interactions with the environment. I think that traditional point-and-click adventure games are not as interesting as first-person adventure games that we're experiencing now. There's a major shift in the genre in general that has definitely leaned towards first-person adventure games. So stuff like Outer Wilds, I consider an adventure game. Secret of Oberdin, these sorts of things. And I think that those are the best. From my perspective, the issue with parsers is that the developer has to either anticipate every alternative form of noun and verb that a player could use, or else force the player into a game to hunt for those. Absolutely. And having to make the player hunt is never fun. It's never fun. Yeah, I think I can get... I think the other guy's hurt too, so we'll see. I enjoy... Also, Nate Wilkie, you bring up a great point in... with hints. I very much like the universal hint system. Fantastic. I don't agree with troll hints though. And Infocom did that a lot with like Invisiclues and stuff. And so did Sierra as well with their clue service, their books. These days you'd link to a thesaurus or such and use AI to figure out what the player would mean. It's a great idea. Peter the P-Hunks. So, what's so great, but then you have games like Universe or Return to Zork, I think, where you have lots of verb buttons that aren't useful most of the time. So with at least with Return to Zork, they were contextual, so they were based on what you were interacting with. Although I do think that... Oh, no. So, we talking juggling a light spell. Let's... Hold on. Hold the phone. Having stuff that doesn't have a use, super important. Super important. But what you do and how you can make that engaging for a player is it's fun, but also just develop the game to react to it in a way. Give some players some feedback for doing it, right? And that's what's important. As an alternate example, the Space Quest SCI games with the lick and smell cursors, which were implemented as a rebellion against Sierra, mandating that the dev team use the new cursor model. Yeah. One of the UIs I enjoyed the most... That's what I said, Sakura. The verb coin is fantastic. I am a firm advocate for the verb coin. I believe in the verb coin. I think the verb coin is very effective. And also has a visceral feeling to it. Verb coin more valuable? Oh, 100%. Bitcoin's not worth anything. That's just a scam. And I thought to me it's incredibly wild to know that they had LucasArts, it was Lucasfilm Games at the time, had a verb coin long before the Grim Fandango, Monkey Island 3, those sorts of things. And in Habitat, they had a verb coin. That's wild to me. Adventure games with the right click, little drop down menu. Yep. Pinnacle of design. Pinnacle of design. Sarah's hurting, man. All right, let's see what we got. So we lost our dude, our flying guy. Oh, May, please don't die. Thank you, May. Thank you for not dying. I appreciate you not dying. Manic Mansion hints, but make it typing. You know, I would love... You know what, Nate Wilkie? Let's do it. A hint system where you have to interact with the hint system. You type to the hint system. It's like, hey, how can I help you? And have it be a character in and of itself. And it's like, what can I do to help you? And you're like, what do I do with this? And it's just like, you know, and it leads you down a path. I would love to have a hint system that you have to, that interacting with it is kind of a puzzle in and of itself. How do you approach this thing? How do you approach this entity that holds all the answers that you want access to? And it has an ego. It has a, you know, it's sensitive. And you gotta manage it. These are bigger fights, man. This is a really big fight. Surprisingly big. I'm gonna take out these guys, bring them up, and then we'll just sweep around and get the bishops and stuff like that as we progress. Just throwing this out here, when I was, as a counter example, I've tried to get into full throttle as an adult in the 2010s for the first time, and the interface is a barrier. This is of a piece with my ability to play and my desire to revisit all the retro games I played as a kid. Even today, I love to revisit XCOM Enemy Unknown, King's Quest, Alien Legacy, of course, Cerberus. Yay, I'm Cerberus. But I can't find it in me to enjoy games from the same era that I have not already played. I think a lot of it has to do with patience. Because back in the day, there absolutely can be. Part of it is that those older games, yeah, patience and time is huge. Those older games in that era, some of the issues that you had with it is understanding how the game wants you to interact with it. Modern game design now is super easy to understand what you need to do to interact with it. And also a lot of console games as well, it's very easy to do because you have such a limited amount of inputs. But the old PC games, trying to understand how it wants you to interact is incredibly daunting. I love playing classic games, but I do stick to replaying my favorites. There's a pretty good example of the phenomenon you're talking about for learning games. There's a pretty good YouTube video on it. Interesting, Nate Wilkie. I don't know if you do Discord, but if you ever do, I would love for you to be in my Discord. I don't know if you already are, because I don't know these things anymore. My brain is a mess. If you do Discord, join and throw in a link, but you can also, Sakura, give him permission and have him put one in there, because I'd love to see it. Heard, and heard. I'll have to check that out. Yes. If you do have the link, throw it in there. I want to see it. I want to know. Okay. Well, let us know when you're ready, and we'll give the permissions. Oh, man. Elric's gone. Goodbye, Elric. Oh, he tanked it. Pretty little Elric. Precious Elric. Yeah, there is a timer, sadly. I can't reach it in time. Jaha needs to get in the action. He needs some extra stuff. He needs to get in there. But I do think that how we approach games has changed. And one of the things that I recommend... A second attack? Come on, man. One of the things that I highly recommend people do now when trying to get into those older games is wingman. You need a wingman. You need a friend. You need somebody to play with. Nice, Sakura. Thank you. And if that is the one, be sure to put that in Discord, because I would love to see that at another point. Bring in a friend. One of those things that I've found is that having other people to play with you alters dramatically our experience in a game. It divests the manpower in your processing. It changes how you approach a game. Sakura is on top of things. Top tier. Sakura and Lip are my... Mwah. There's a reason why they're mods. Best in the biz. Look at this. We are hurting right now. And we aren't even to the Red Baron yet. Says level 20. Yes. Slade. Oh, come on, man. Leave Geralt alone. Okay. Jaha's coming in hot. Get that kill. Yes, Jaha. Defense 3. Research was a quick YouTube research. Hey, you know what? Research is research. Here comes Tushy. Belching flames! Oh, I love it when you belch flames, Tushy. That's so good. I have been constantly, like, I need to refine my ability to use search engines properly, because there's a lot of tools in search engines that aren't, a lot of people don't know about, especially when refining for very particular things, like me constantly researching things for VR1 Crossroads, my white whale of a game that I'll never get to see again. It's tough because VR is in the title. Crossroads, like, those things totally muck up your ability to find this thing or any information about it, besides people very expressly talking about it. We need to get May-up levels, man. Keyword recursion. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Does he have? He does not. He uses aura. He's gonna come in. This is how it's gonna go. Oops. No. Magic. Aura. He's a surrogate for the spell. So that we can get two people in there. VR1 Crossroads. So it was a graphical mud in the early 2000s. I know, it sounds crazy. I feel crazy talking about it. Graphical in the way that it had a graphical user interface, and that was it. So an graphical inventory system, and audio. Oh, we've seen lots about it. I have found things, but it's only the same things. And I know that the guy who developed the Eberron campaign system, he worked on that game. He has a lot to say about it. And he's using Blaze 4. That's not going to do any damage to my Phoenix, dude. But it's long lost to time. The game is gone, and there's no way to get it back. And it had art by H.R. Giger. Keith Baker, indeed, yep. He worked on the game. And he loved it very much so. Belching flames on the evil bishop! Tushy, you're so good! So, yeah, it was there's nothing like it. There's nothing like that game. And it's one I very much adored and loved dearly. But sadly, we'll never see it again. It was the most complex online MMO I've ever played and experienced. It was brilliant. I got to see a lot of games that were kind of like it, or trying to do similar facets individually, not as a whole though. Oh, absolutely. Text parser completely. Yep. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It was one of the most complex games I've ever played. Let's see. He's hurt. She's a little bit. He's a bunch. There we go. Surrogate time. And the only other thing I ever want in life, I have a lot of wish lists. I have a lot of things that I would love to see. I'm a person who very much believes in the conservation of games. Online games and now mobile games are incredibly, they're not preserved. Nobody's taking care of them. And they're falling to the wayside. People aren't keeping them available to the public, especially online games. Flashpoint Project. Tell me a Flashpoint Project. Is that the... Because there was somebody who was wanting to kind of recreate the style of Year One Crossroads. But it's been kind of in the... kind of in a stasis for a long time. But let me see. Let me look at Project Flashpoint. Project Flashpoint Blue Maxima. Preservation Project. Internet history and culture is important, and content made on web platforms including, but not limited to, Adobe Flash. Ah, Flashpoint. I get it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so much stuff. Flash being gone completely. And so many online games are gone. So many games are gone. The online games of the AOL era, door games, VBS store games, lost. You know, this stuff is so hard to come by. It's so difficult to keep going, because they don't have the tools necessary to keep it preserved. Because at the time it was impossible. You know, nobody had the means to back up server code and figure all that stuff out for, you know, an AOL online game like Dark Sun Online, and that sort of stuff. So it's just gone, just poof, and it's sad. And all this mobile stuff too, being locked to these old archaic phones that you can only play them on those old phones. You can't play them anywhere else, you know? Tushy coming in hot. No, Tushy, stay back. Stay back, Tushy. Stay back. Kazan's gonna be coming in here. Tushy drawing out the... Come on, Tushy. Good tank. We're gonna lose Tushy here, I think, because yeah, he's gonna come in and if he belches flames, Tushy's dead. Belch flames, Tushy's dead. Because that is like a spell, so it goes over your defense. Tushy has a high defense, but he has no defense against magic whatsoever because he has low HP. At some point, you pretty much have to be a librarian with games. And at least be meticulous in recording the information that you've experienced. I don't have the means to go through a lot of these these modern games, and so what I do is instead is just take a lot of pictures, record video, that sort of stuff. Not high in the butt ratings. No, Tushy used to be high in the butt ratings. Still got a decent one. He's got some meat on those bones, but it was a downgrade when he got promoted. Now May is a 10 butt. Surprisingly so. There's a lot of Flex. You got that butt window, which is fantastic. Firm advocate for the butt window. Border does so much damage, man. Oh man, I should have gone for the Hellhound maybe. Bad idea. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Raijin 2, baby. Bye, Bull Rider. I almost got the Hellgon too. Conservation has become a more serious thing in recent years. Exactly. And we just need to be on top of these things. We need to be aware. MMOs change constantly and alter and their content is now unidentifiable compared to when the game launched. And to be able to see these evolutions and preserve those evolutions over time is so important. Oh, he's doing a big heal. Oh, he's just doing aura. Never mind. Not a big heal. Could have done more. He had aura, though. That's interesting. Counterattack. Oh, a heavy hit. Oh, come on. There goes Peter. Peter's down. This is devastating because we still have the boss to fight. We're not going to make it, man. We're not going to make it. This is it. Oh, boy. Our healer's mostly healed. Like... Oh god. I remember looking at 1980s HP 900's work and was dumbfounded that the main test designer was still using it. Never backed up the program externally because there was no way to. Yeah. How nuts is that? Raijin 2 is what I want, right? I don't have enough XP for it. Going in hard. Oh, come on. Kaizen needs to get in there. Oh, no. Okay, he's healing. He's negating everything, but that's okay. Yeah, he's just healing everybody from... Just made that spell completely useless. Great. Just great. We're fine. We're all fine here now. How are you? Give it a second to lock us down. It's largely very dangerous. Still can't reach him. This forest is murderous, man. Oh, Elric's gonna die. Red Baron. No, what? Okay. I'm scared of the Red Baron, and he's not. He's not doing what I thought he was gonna do. Need to kill the bishop so quickly. Please die. He goes again, though. Oh, that's it. Goodbye, Elric. Oh, he went for a kill spell. Like an instant death spell. Okay. Interesting. Attack 3. Oh, I love it. Hold on. Do 17. Would put him at 6. I want to hit him hard. As much damage as I can. Follow 2, baby. Didn't do that much. Oops. See that then. Invitation for disaster. Old technology. Old technology. They didn't know that this would be an important thing. That it needs to be preserved. Oh, with 3 XP he leveled up. I'll take it. Here we go. Yes, Jaha's finally in the mix. May's gotta level up. They really want to go after it. It's fine, you can kill Slade. Blaze 4 again? By all means, Blaze 4. Blaze 4 all you like. As an Imperial partial observer, I would argue that tank unit butt is at par or above. No! Oh my gosh, you just killed Freya, you son of a... Okay. The tank one, no. Worst butt. Worst butt. Zane, he doesn't even have a butt. Doesn't even have a butt. How could you say that? He doesn't even have a butt. Oh, dude, Geralt's now just a beast. Geralt's just out of control now. Sir Astral, he's crying. Why would he be crying? I think I've seen his style of fighting before. Let's see his face. Astral removes the mask. Huh? It's Lemon. Let me see him. Wow, he's alive. Lemon. Lemon. Where? What? Oh, Lemon. Oh, Sir Astral, I had an awful nightmare. I was controlled by someone and I killed a lot of... It wasn't a dream. What? You were being controlled by a devil, and he made you kill every person you saw. You recovered your senses when we defeated the devils. Can't believe it, I'm Lemon. I'm a fruit. What can I do? How can I atone for my sins? Sir Astral, tell me. You're not at fault. It's not your fault. The devils are to blame. But I have to die for my sins. It will be my atonement. I have to die. Oh, poor Lemon. Sir Astral, Lemon has fled. Will you let him die? Lemon is an immortal vampire now. He can't die very easily. What? The juice is worth a squeeze. Absolutely. Lemon is an immortal vampire now. He can't die very easily. When did he become an immortal vampire? I think we'll meet him again, Dookie. Let's go. A mortal vampire? I'm sorry, what? Wow. Alright. Let's take a look here. We're looking for something here. Maybe? There it is. Do I have the thing I need? The dry stone. Here we go. Hold on. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Hold on, let's revive everybody. There we go. I think I've met you somewhere before. You might have, my friend. Oops. Heal us, please! We can get some mithril stuff now. This is the doors. How is everybody doing, by the way? I hope you're all doing well. It's a pleasure having you all here. It's good to be back. I've missed streaming dramatically. I enjoy playing games. I'm excited, though, because I want to beat this fairly soon. We'll probably beat it on Saturday night. I'm going to try to stream Saturday, as well as Friday. And see how my voice does for 2 nights in a row. We'll see how it goes. Aw, I missed you, Lip. What's up, boy? We guarantee your items to be in good condition. Oh, no, that stuff. We don't need this stuff. It's very dangerous outside. We can't go to Gallum, but we have to leave here very soon. What's funny is I recently discovered my old podcast when I was a youth. In 2009, I was 26 years old. Let's set this back. And to watch young me play or talk about video games and do podcasts is very embarrassing. Did 13 episodes with a good friend of mine at the time. We did 13 episodes. Episode 11 is when things fell apart. He was my co-host for the podcast, and then he just like stopped doing it. So we would make show notes and stuff. We were talking about like just stuff we saw on the internet, really cool stuff, and game news and things like that, like just kind of a generic game talking stuff. And he would just be like, I was drawing, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What? And I was like, oh. So he started doing it solo, and you're watching. If anyone's followed my Twitter, you can see that I overshare a lot, and it hasn't changed much since when I was a wee babe, a suckling babe. Because like I was so upset, and in those episodes 11, 12, and 13, you can tell that I'm like a depressed, miserable pile. And there's me, old me, who's like, I lost my voice, I'm sad, I'm depressed. The same. He plays a custom order with him, the Dwarven Blacksmith. Yeah, I listened to my old podcasts, and it was not worth listening to. It was really bad. It was really bad. Would not recommend for any poor soul. What's the wave thing do? Oops. Who can equip this? Oh, Dookie can? And is a defense buff? Oh, so can Freya. Sure, Freya, you can have it. The Wish Staff. When did I get this? I have not been equipping my people properly. It's an increase of 1, I'll take it. New staff. No. Oh, dude. Zane, you're too kind. Thank you so much for the cheers, my friend. And cheers to you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging out and keeping me company. It means the world. If I equip that Demon Rod, he will have the second highest attack. Oh, third highest attack. Sarah has the highest. And then, oh, Peter has a really good fourth. And Peter and Geralt are all really high. It's not worth selling my soul. Okay. How do I get to this dude to place an order? Here we go. You create a great special weapon for you if you have a special material. What kind of material do you have? Oh, I got some mithril, baby. Ooh, whose weapon should I make? Our hero. Excuse me. Ow. 5,000? Chump change. Oh, can I make more than one? I can. Okay. Slade? Jaro needs an increase. Okay. I bet you I can, like, I wonder if it's leave and come back. Oops. Wrong room. Excuse me. Thank you. Critical sword is for you. Wait, I already have a critical sword, don't I? Guess Slade gets a critical sword? Sure. Yeah, pass it on to him. Halberd? Yeah, we'll take it. Alright. Let's give him all my mithril. Tushy can't have a weapon, right? Yeah. Is he gonna make the same thing, like there's the critical sword again? Like, I'm curious. I can give one more to another character, so. Let's see what Albert gets. Do I have any more mithril? I think that's it. There we go. Alright, let's see. Misty Knuckle. Alright. I'll take it. The katana. Oh, sure. There's an increase. I think that's only for him, too. I'm just gonna give it to somebody to hand to him later. Hyper cannon. Sign me up. Oh yeah, that's beefy. Okay, so let's just switch our stuff around so that Slade can get the katana. such a small increase. Oops. Oh, he's already got it. Never mind. Oh, everybody else got their stuff equipped? Let's see, let's make sure. He's got the halberd equipped. Where did the critical sword go? Hold on. Oh, he got it. What's the fire axe? Oops. Give fire axe. 81? Let's do that. Sure. There we go. I need to save so that it puts our... that this becomes our save point. So when we do a egress, it sets us back here. How you doing back there, Bob? You doing okay? Yeah? Yeah, we'll continue our adventure. Let's try to get one more fight in before we call it a night. Let's see. How do I get up there? Cool. Healing water. Hooray! Alright. Oops. There's nothing there. Okay. Continuing on. Sure, we didn't get that big of an inventory upgrade. That was kind of a lark. I really thought that the mithril stuff would be bigger, but it's not. But Baron is Lemon. He was running around and crying for somebody to kill him. Oh, Lemon. Oh, hey, this is familiar. Lemon went south. He was acting strange. The priest of Yale liked the piano. The ghost may be him. Ghosts. What do you got? Guardians of the Indra, Iron Knuckles. Yeah, so like, we're kind of at the point now where I think everything's going to be the same no matter what. Hey, got a bit of blurb. King Gallum has not returned from the war against Grand Seal. Oh. Okay. From Grand Seal, I didn't know anyone survived that earthquake. Yes, we did. My boyfriend has not returned from the war. I hope he's alive. They're like, guys, like, 5 years, 10 years have passed. And like, oh, the king has to come back from war, and it's like all of Grand Seal was destroyed, and they're like just a hop, skip, and a jump from you. Like, what? I heard from a soldier that Eel is haunted. He said that he heard the sound of a piano playing. A hole. What? Let's see what the hole's about. Alright, Gallum. Lemon. Healing water and evil shot against the bushes outside the gate. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. You just did a hole. Lemon made that hole. He jumped off the top of the castle, but he didn't die. Okay. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That tracks. Sounds about right. Do you know about the statue of the devil that appeared at the ancient tower? Red Baron was looking for something at the ancient tower. Nobody returned from that trip. I didn't go. I was smart. I heard a rumor that a handsome boy is leading the devils now. Interesting. Nothing in the King's Chambers. Nice. Berry powder. Excellent. Water? Excellent. We've been stockpiling all these things and never using them. And we've always had guys die and things like this, but in reality, it's our own fault. I think he was looking for the holy sword. Please don't tell anybody that I told you. Oh, to kill himself? Yeah. Good weapons and armor, huh? No. I saw that many devils came from the tower. You want to enter the tower? Impossible. It's buried in the ground and there's no door. Oh, we'll make a door. Why am I guarding the kitchen? It's a great question, man. Oh, hey, I found Mithril. I did not know that that was there. Okay. I'll take it. Alright, so we gotta go to Yale. Talk to a ghost. Oh, and they think it might be, what's his name? The ghost of Kazan's master. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Dookie defeated Red Baron too? Is that what you said, Geshp? Yes, sir, I'm sorry. Once again, my minions have failed me. Are my soldiers that weak? Yes. Oh, no, I mean, they were strong enough, but Dookie and his force were smarter. No more excuses. This is your last chance. Kill Dookie this time or I'll kill you. Yes, sir, I'll kill Dookie this time. I stake my life on it. Bring the Jewel of Evil back to me. Yes, sir. Oh, gasp. Oh, gasp. You were right, Odd-Eye. Of course. I can't trust Gasp anymore. If he fails, you must battle Dookie. You want me to kill Dookie? He's probably much stronger now. Sounds interesting. I'll do it. If this comes to pass, it'll be his final battle. We helped him when he was a blind kid. Alright, let's do this fight. That'll be it. Stop! Oh, gosh. Finally, you've arrived. It was a mistake to underestimate you. But the game is not over. At the risk of my life, you'll proceed no further. Gashp is serious. He finally considers us worthy opponents. Dookie, be careful. We mustn't underrate his power. You're right, Astral. Xeon doesn't trust me thanks to you. This is my last chance. I can't see him again till I bring him your head. Okay, there's Gashp. He's got a bunch of magic points. Oh boy. Okay. Are you? White Dragon, jeez. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna juke to the right and try to avoid that white dragon. Haha! Slade just causing trouble already. HP3, MP2. Oh boy. Slade's fantastic. MVP. Oh yeah. Causing trouble. We might have to egress. We might have to egress. I may have jumped the gun there. Oh yeah. Can't even get over there. Tushy to the rescue. Level 20 Tushy, yes! Good, attack Tushy. Attack Tushy, don't attack Slade, please. What a Cyclops. Come after the hero. Yes, this is what I want to see. Yeah, use that. Perfect. 14 points of damage. That's chump change. Yeah, let's just do that and heal him real quick. Aura is the best. Ooh, okay. Hello. This was unexpected. Oh, she can't get to anybody. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, we gotta kill that Dark Gunner real quick. Okay. What do the burst rocks do? Yes, Kazan. Okay. Stop the wizard from doing anything. HP 3, attack 2. Man, Geralt is becoming a major MVP in this team. One of the strongest. Got a really good HP. Oh, Kazan, don't die, buddy. Thank you for not dying. Oh, please don't die. Oh, that hurts. 40 points of damage. My god. Fine, belch flames. You'd probably do less damage. Oh no. Okay. Do those things attack other people? Like, do they move? I did not know that was gonna happen. Went to level 20 though. I like that. All right. So who's more important right now? I think that's the better combo. Tushy needs healing. Yeah, that was the right choice. Tushy can tank this. Gotta kill the evil bishop. Oh, come on, man. They're so close. Okay, level 19 now. Our hero needs to level up. We got some people who are really slacking. Oh, they do move. Oh, no. Okay. I hit it hard. Critical hit. You love to see it. Oh no. Tank it, Peter. The snowstorm is going to do more damage because he's fire. Good job, Jaro. Got that XP gain. That's nice. Okay. Part of me wants to do that. Yeah. Definitely doing it. Level 22. He's so beefy. And this demon didn't get a chance yet. Got him. He's probably gonna go like next. It's only gonna hurt him and what's her name? Don't hurt everybody. Oh man. Okay. I hope this is it for the burst rocks. I don't want any more burst rocks. Please, no more burst rocks. Let's see, does it get a kill? Yeah, just enough. It's only gonna hurt. What's her name? Sarah can take that. Okay. Yeah. Dookie, Peter. Even Freya needs healing, yeah, so that's a great choice. Everybody needs healing. I love this game, man. It's just such a great level of... I tried to explain it as such that it's a perfect level of strategy and accessibility, and like these things are incredibly important. It's such a great job of balancing all of that. Just getting one last good heal. That should level Freya up again. I think that puts him, what, to 19? Yeah. I'd love an aura level 2. That'd be nice. Now we take this nice and slow. I knew that was going to come up. Yep, more burst rocks. Hooray, my favorite enemy. Critical hit, of course, because Sarah's just a powerhouse. I want to get people away from the blast radius of that thing. Those things. If I take this one out, I think it's only going to hurt him and Slade. Oh, I didn't even take it out. I do not want Tushy to be in the blast radius of that, because he doesn't get the defense. It's like considered a magic attack or whatever. It should only hurt May and Geralt, yeah. Out of the way, Tushy. Oh, geez, he's just blowing up. Okay. He's just self-destructing. Alright, I can respect it, I guess. Maybe I'll get the kill. Oh, didn't get the kill. That's disappointing. She'll take the hit. And then we'll just clump again and aura and just keep that process going. And then after this fight, we will call it a night. What's everybody's health here? 7. 1. Moving people around. Oh shoot, I could have put Peter in there. That would have been a better choice. We had a situation where we could have picked either for our healers, right? There was another healer that we could have picked that had a boost instead of aura, and boost is like a major buff. But I was like, having that group heal is so helpful. It's the most helpful thing in this entire game. A group heal is astronomically more important. Come on out, baby dragon. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Sushi. Not a good idea, buddy. That's the best route. Here they come. Yeah. Go for it. Jaha's a pretty good tank. You can take those hits. 22 points of damage, we're fine. Oh, a second one though. That's not so great. Never mind. I'm regretting my worst of deeds. Oh, come on! I was banking she'd hit him. That hurts. Because she could have healed. Oh, no. Sarah, no. Freeze 4. Oh, God. It's all going to hell real quick. There we go. Alright, what are we doing? Reevaluating is what we're doing. Oh, Sarah's dead too. Oh, come on. She's the best. She's the best. That was a major healer gone. And major damage dealer too. He's going again? Jaha's dead, isn't he? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Sakura. I tried. Alright, we gotta go in hard. Oh, come on. Hey, Straro. Good job, buddy. Okay, we just need to do some things, is all. Only 9 points of damage to him. Ow! Kill the white dragon real quick. Okay. Yeah, we're all fine. You just need to stay back, dude. Just a minute. Cyclops there. Cyclops there. Cyclops there. Oh my god. Surveillance dose. If he has a heal, I'm gonna be so mad. Critical hit, yes! Okay. Kazan died early on, didn't he? I forgot about that. Oh, come on. Burst Rocks? Are you serious right now? Burst Rocks. Burst Rocks. There goes May. Goodbye, May. I love the Demon Wings, though. Those are classy. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. First rocket is. Yes. Yes. Kamikaze. Explodes. He takes a bit of damage. He takes a bit of damage. Cyclops takes a bit of damage. Because he would have done less damage than 17 on the Cyclops. I'll take the hit. Going after Freya. Freya's dead too. Freya tanked it. Freya tanked it. Did you see that? Take a step back. Just keep pounding him. We're just going for gold here. Oh my god. Okay, we're fine. We're all fine here. Now, how are you? Come on, hero. So close. Tushy coming in for the kill right now. Didn't even need to belch the flames. Tushy, you beautiful son of a bitch, I love you. That's a win. That's a win. Gash was finally dead. That was a long, man. That guy has been bothering us the whole time. My traps. I'm at the end of my rope. I must escape. Kapow, poor guy. No! Please, please let me go. We don't want to kill you. You've lost your powers. I know. You may go. Thank you. He gonna blow up. I won't forget this. Where you going, Gasp? Do you remember your vow? You failed to get the jewel from Dookie. Now you will pay with your life. No, please, no! Oh, poor Gasp. Zian is such an unfeeling devil. Shiver. He will do the same to us if we lose to him. We must not be defeated. Okay, let's go to the new town. Let's revive and save. I'm guilty. After this talk, of course. It is Lemon. I've killed a lot of people for the devils. The guilt is too much to handle. I must die. Lemon. Come on now, Lemon. Gee, Lemon killed himself. No, Lemon cannot die by jumping off a cliff. Lemon is an immortal vampire, but I'm sure the impact didn't feel too good. Can't believe it. I want to die, but I can't. You're an immortal vampire. What can we say? Where is everybody? It's a fine looking piano. Will you play it? Something open somewhere. Ah, Devil's finally found the hidden door. I must give the people time to escape. The priest pulls out a holy symbol. What's he doing? He's mistaking us for devils. What tough devils. My symbol doesn't drive them away. Excuse me, we're not devils. I don't believe you, but we really... Brother? Chaz, they found the hidden door. I tried to drive them away with this holy symbol, but I failed. Then they're not devils. Nobody but devils ever come to such a dangerous place. They must be devils. Have you asked them? How can we explain this? From Grand Seal, we came here to defeat the devils. How many times can we say the word devils? Grand Seal? Really? Alright. This is great news. Are you Sir Astral? Yes, but I'm sorry. Have we met? I'm Chaz, the son of Howl. Do you remember me? Howl's son? Oh, Chaz, yes, of course. Nice to see you again. Oh, man. There's Kazan thinking he's special. He was the apprentice to Master Howl. Came back to yield to continue my father's work. Chaz, maybe you can answer some questions. I'll try. What would you like to know? Oh, this will be a great help. You can use the room below. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Let's heal. And now we're here. Wow, your story's so complicated. But from what I understand, Xeon is reviving, and all these disasters were caused by him? That's right. We have to find out where the Holy Sword is. I think I've seen it in a book. Yes, I did, but I don't remember. It's important. Please give me a moment. Yes, this book over here that I've got from this wall. Was it this one? No, that's not it. How about this one? Yeah, I got it. It's not the right one. Yes, but... But what? The most important part is missing. It's been stolen. Could have taken it. Oh, we've lost the key. Not necessarily, Sir Astral. Believe in Dookie. He was chosen by the gods. Believe in Dookie. Yes, Peter is right. Dookie is our leader. Dookie, we have to find the Holy Sword and the door to the tower. The legends only hint of you, but we believe in you. Believe in the power of your jewel. Let's raise everybody. Yeah, oof. That was a tough fight. They went all in. That was good, though. Hey, I've always been curious about the Shining Force games. This looks great. Bill, just welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you. It's absolutely fantastic. I would say that Shining Force, and the series in general, Shining Force 1, 2, and even 3 are, although 3 is hard to come by, are the quintessential introduction games to strategy RPGs. It's the perfect level of accessibility without having to do a lot of number crunching or menu navigation. Fantastic music that's stellar, amazing art, and a great cinematic style that's so inherent in Genesis games. It's really one of those things where if you're a person who doesn't like to grind or crunch numbers in strategy games, this is the kind of the game for you. It's easy to pick up and play, and you get right into the main crux of the game and the main gameplay loop of it really easily. It's really fun. It's worth it. The series is so good, and there's, like, people will always talk about, like, you know, oh, Final Fantasy Tactics being better and stuff like this. Final Fantasy Tactics is a very particular type of game. Again, it's very numbers-based. It's all about manipulating systems to your advantage, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just that type of game. This isn't that. It's a very straightforward tactics game that's just a lot of fun. And when we play something like this, you see a lot of, like, Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition in this kind of game. It's really interesting. And it's a pleasure to have you, by the way. What kind of games do you like? I love getting... If you want to share, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, of course. Lurkers are always welcome. But I love getting perspective from players. So I love hearing about what other people love and why they love it. Because it helps me broaden my own understanding of games in general, so that I can better appreciate them as well. There's no wrong game. Like, you could come in here and be like, I'm a giant fan of, like, modern day FIFA. And I'm not going to be like, how dare you? How dare you? Not gonna happen. That's not how we do things here. But yes, welcome to the virtual bedroom. You think that might be a fancy overlay? It's not. It's me just making a little stupid bedroom where I play old games in. Okay. We'll talk for a second and continue the plot a little bit, maybe. Dookie, would you mind if I went with you? No, Chaz, you have to continue your work. I knew you'd say that, but I can't continue my work if Xeon revives. Also, as a historian, I want to see the King of the Devils. Chaz will just follow us if you don't let him join us. Peter's right. Okay. Chaz the Wiz. What kind of spells does he have? Because Kazin is pretty freaking fantastic. I'm so excited. This is not a sightseeing tour, okay? Let's go, Dookie. Yeah, what kind of spells does he have? Blaze 2 and Freeze 3, like, we're in the end game. We're in the end game, Chaz. We're not doing none of that. Quick chicken. Nice. We need to use some of these items. I've been just stockpiling them. Like a crazy inventory hoarder. Yeah, so this is a major emphasis on exploration, predominantly. So outside of the tactics battle things, you're doing a lot of exploring of the towns and interacting with people in that way, which is a lot different than a lot of other tactics games that typically have the story and the towns just be menus and not be a major element of the plot. And it's really interesting to see how that has kind of helped make it stand out in comparison to its competition. I'm just checking here. No, there's nothing here. I have been going through the series, so I had beaten Shining Force 1 earlier, or late last year, and then played Shining Force CD in February, which is the Game Gear Shining Force games remade and put it as in a compilation for the Sega CD. They're really good. And then Shining Force 2. I'd owned Shining Force 1 and 2, like I own them in their I have the games. And never beat them. Always played them as a kid, but never spent a lot of time attempting to beat them. I mean, the bulk of my childhood games that I loved, it's just sitting in a hole. These games that I've loved as a kid, I never beat. Always got far, but never beat. Dookie, wait! May I join your force? Whoa. Dude, thank you, Bulges, for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I play pretty much everything. New, old, you name it, I play it. I've been playing games since I was a little kid, since I was 3. So, you know, for 35 years now, I've been playing video games. Major enthusiast for them. But I'm also a person who very much likes to talk about design and what makes us enjoy games and what engages us in game design. And playing everything. There's no boundaries in that regard. So, like, on Fridays I play interactive fiction games. So we play text-based adventure games with my good friend Nick. We do kind of a co-op of Infocom games from the 1980s. Then we also go on and play modern stuff. We went through like Outer Wilds earlier this year, which was one of my favorites. It's a fantastic game. So you'll see a little bit of everything. Cyrus says he really does. It's true. It's a problem sometimes. It gets me into trouble. All the games I love, because like I'm very anti-gatekeeping, so anytime anybody says like a game is garbage, I'm like, it's not. Even the worst games right? Because you can get something from it. You can glean some form of entertainment from it. So that isn't really bad. Anthem. Did Anthem actually shut down? I'm curious. I'll go play Anthem with you, Sakura. We'll go see. So, you know, I want to die. I'll die fighting for your cause if you let me. He's a hero in Golem. I think he should join us. I would say that, I guess the worst games out there are the ones that are just, they're floundering or boring. They don't do something interesting. I'll always take a bad game or even just a lackluster game as long as it's trying to do something interesting. There's a swimming in sevens is a motto that I picked up from the old Game Trailers people and Easy Allies that are currently swimming in sevens. That's the thing I love. Look, it doesn't have to be great. It has to be interesting. And I apply that to like everything, be it movies and music and books and games and all that stuff, because I think that you don't have to be like a refined gameplay experience. You just have to try to do something. Whether you entirely succeed or not is, you know, irrelevant. It's not really relevant, but, you know. We got Lemon on our team now. Lemon the Red Bin. You know the Red Bin. Lemon the Red Bin. Thank you. I know I can take the King of the Devils. Lemon, I might put you on the team. Vampire. He's an immortal vampire now. Alright. Let's switch these guys up because we have butts to rate. Villages is coming in. We're talking butts now. Okay, so he's replacing Jaha for right now. And then we gotta get Chaz in here. Sorry, Kazan. Chad's joining, even though I don't want Chaz. I don't want Chaz in the team. Finally stopped looking up info on Vera 1 Crossroads. Nate Wilkie! What do you have for me? What? Look, there's the blog post. There's the infamous blog post where the person waxes poetic, and then the comment section, a bunch of people who developed or worked on developing in the game popped up and chimed in to talk about how they very much appreciated all the love and attention there. And then like little Twitter posts from the guy who made Eberron, which again, I can't remember his name. Keith Baker? Yeah. Patents and Facebook groups. Look, I just want to know who owns the rights. Do they still have the game somewhere? Like, I want to know where the game is. I want to know if it's still around. I don't believe it is. It got bought up by some Korean company at some point. It's such a brilliant game. I just heard that Geshp lost. All Greater Devils have been defeated except for Odd Eye. This is a good chance for us to become Greater Devils. I'm sure Xeon will promote us if we can get the jewel. Chilico Entertainment. Oh, man. Look over there. Hi, guys. They're coming. Excellent. Welcome to your graveyard. Yep. It hurts. It hurts, Aunt Janice, to think about a game you truly loved that doesn't exist anymore. This fight might be a quick fight. It doesn't look like there's much going on. I bet you there's going to be more of those whatchamacallits. So let's try to get through this one quickly and see if we can do something about that. Just to give Bilges a taste of what this game can do. And also to show off some butts. See, the thing is, let's give some context here for our new friend here. So in Shining Force... Oh, there's folks above, too. I didn't see them. So with this game, you 90% of the time, combat, you see a lot of butts. Look, watch. Ready? Butt! So we're going through the game, rating all of the butts that we see. Rating them. Based on a variety of facets. We have form, flex, the Z factor, it's the xylo factor. It's showing a bit of the undercarriage. You get a brief glimpse of the undercarriage. And then color, not as interesting. He gets what, freeze 3? Like, it's not that great. It's not as interesting. I don't like that. It's not interesting. We'll go through this. We'll try to go through this fight quick. Peter the P-Hunks. Does so much damage, man. Look at his hit points. His hit points of defense went up by 3. Like, legit one of the best characters in the team. Oh, there's Lemon. Okay, Lemon looks kind of like Jaha. It's not. He's got the red though. We'll take the red, I guess. All right. All right. All right. So did you get any... So, Nate, what did you learn about the game mechanically? Did you find anything interesting about that? Because one of the great things about that is that there's so much diversity in the goals of that game. So, like, you know, one person's goal is, hey, controlling places of power in the city. Others are about, like, hey, blackmailing is super important. And others are like, we just want to eat other player brains. All right, let's see his Lemon's attack here. What? Wait. He has a... Wait. He's not... Wait, he doesn't have anything equipped? Why do we have him if he doesn't have anything equipped? You focus more. Oh, so you did more. You were caring far more about the where is it at now, which is a very important thing. I don't blame you, Nate Wilkie, at all, and I greatly appreciate this hyper-focused thing. Don't stop. We need to save it. It needs preservation, even if it costs money. Let's save it. Oh, this is a bad idea. Tushy, what were you doing, buddy? He's gonna blow you up. It is one of the strangest games. And it made me fall in love with text as a medium for games because no, Chaz, you're not interesting, Chaz, I'm sorry. I've seen butts like yours before, Chaz. Is it really? Is it still going? Is the Facebook group still active? If so, interesting. Or to know. Yes, May's level 18. Nice, May. We're going after the Dark Gunners. They do so much damage. What? Stop bibbling my gibblies right now. There's a bucket list of things that I need to do. That I need to do in my gaming life, my personal life. There's a bucket list of stuff that I want to do that predominantly consists of, one, find all the dead games that don't exist anymore. So like find Dark Sun Online, find Verowyn Crossroads, these sorts of things. And this other one that was my recent obsession. Also, find EverQuest 2 in its original state, which is just, you can't. And then the other thing is, Command & Conquer Zero R for Sakura. Nice pick there. Oh no. Just you dead. So, and the other thing, which I was just talking about today on Twitter because I'm a silly person, was, I would love, more than anything, why can't we get a full subtitle? Oh, that's right, he doesn't have any weapon. Oh, Lemon. What? Lemon hit again. Good job, Lemon. 2 points of damage. Why can't we get a full subtitle of the TV show Takeshi's Castle? Why can't we get this? Why is it still not a thing? Soul Survivor. Oh, there you go, Sakura. Why can't we get a full translation of Takeshi's Castle? Why is that not a thing? The game show from Japan. I don't want the British one that cuts out all the skits and all the cultural stuff. These things are possible. I know they're possible, but like, I don't have the means to do it. I'd love to have the means to do it. Because Takeshi's Castle is such an interesting game show, I actually enjoy it. Not, Aura level 2, yes, sorry. Well, there's a lot of people who are always like, MXC, hilarious, you know, and I enjoyed MXC a lot. MXC's fun. But, because also what makes MXC so much more fun than, like, the British version of Takeshi's Castle is that it doesn't go, look at these silly Japanese people. The British one says some pretty questionable things. I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird. Whereas like MXC's just like, yeah, we're making stupid jokes, hooray! Like, it's never like, isn't Japan so weird? Yeah, goodbye, Tushy. I'm sorry, buddy. We tried. They, MXC DVDs had one episode, or like, each one had 1 or 2 episodes of like the original one, and they dubbed them. They dubbed the original episodes, and they were so interesting. They were really, really interesting. And, oh, why am I doing this? Lemon, you don't even have a weapon. They gave you no weapon. So disappointed in you, Lemon. Why are you on the... Come on! Come on! Let Peter the P-Hunks kill you, please! Yeah, the dub that was on the MXC DVDs. One of the episodes was like they were like vacationing in like the mountains and stuff like this. It was like an ice themed one. It was so cool. It was so interesting. They showed a bunch of the games that they don't show on oh jeez. What? That aura is so big. Holy crap. Aura level 2. No way. Aura level 2. Pretty much hold everybody together and you're all healed. So like they just have a really cool like cultural skits that I think are really interesting that they just don't focus on in any of the other versions of it, and you can't get it anywhere else. Let's do freeze, even though it's not gonna hurt the dragon. It'll hurt the Cyclops some. Dude, Slade is too cool. He's so good. Ooh, Freya tanked that. Look at you, Freya. We need to kill this guy so fast. The evil bishop's gonna just do a aura and then they're all healed. Yes, attack Lemon. No one cares. Lemon is not. It's inconsequential to this. He blocked it! He blocked a white dragon. What a beefcake. What a beefcake, Freya. There we go. Thank you, Peter the Peonks. 51 points of damage. My God. We may egress and then revive everybody and then come back and try this again. Because I don't like Lemon was a lemon. So many things, it's so good. There's Geralt, look at him. 48 points of damage. His attack just keeps going up and up and up. So it's just gonna finish him off. Critical hit, 52 points of damage. Like, I really thought in the beginning of this game that Slade is going to be a weak link, that we weren't going to use him. We don't need him. He's not good. He's not helpful to the team. And then he ends up being like one of the best characters in the whole game for us. Crowdsourcing translations could be super fun for that castle show. So like, there's a fan community of the Keshi heads is what they're called, and they're all like, we can only get somebody, we have, it's too expensive to do it, is their reasoning. It's too expensive. Oh, hold on. Seems counterintuitive, I know. We'll get more heal that way. And it's even hard to like it's hard to get copies of the show. And I'm curious about that too. Like, I gotta go look that up. What just happened? Oh, he can't go there. That's why. There we go. Yeah, we'll save from there and get everybody healed up, and then we'll go. Let's exchange our people. Casey's back instead of Chester or whatever. Chaz. Jaha's coming back in. Sorry, Lemon. Sorry, buddy. Alright, let's go heal everybody. And then we'll save and call it a night. We'll go find somebody to raid. And I'll be back on Friday night. We're gonna most likely be doing Interactive Fiction Fridays again. With Nick. We'll be starting Planetfall. So it's what, 1984 at the time? 1984, I believe. 1985. Which is going to be fun. That's the beginning of Steve Moretsky's work as a designer. And that's some good stuff right there. Steve Moretsky is one of the few game designers that I greatly admire and appreciate their work. Their game, A Mind for Voyaging, another Infocom game later on, is a genuine work of art. It's super fantastic. And I very much appreciate that person and the work that they do. I don't typically, with a lot of like game stuff, I don't typically do like it's that person is involved. It's great. You know, the cult of personality in games is not something that I particularly adhere to. But in this case, it was at a time when it was quite literally, he worked on the game. He wrote it, he coded it, he did all the work, you know. It's all on him. And so they're very, the cult of personality applies far more to the old guard than it does for the new modern one, you know? Because there was like the folks like Sid Meier and Warren Spector and stuff like that, but Sid Meier is a different thing. There's something weird about that. Sid Meier games are, like, they always are. They're always great. Like, has he made a bad game? I guess he might. Yes, he has. Right? Gettysburg? Maybe? Maybe Gettysburg? What was it called? Was it Antietam? What was it? He had a Civil War game at some point, which was just... Is it both? Ah. But, yeah. Steve Moretsky. Primo stuff. I'm so short. My camera... Look at my body. I have... Pirates. Oh, pirates. Civilization. Sim Golf. Alright, let's go find somebody to raid. Let's go share the love. Twitch.tv / Okay. Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Let's go say hi to my good friend, the Renaissance. He's doing Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts, is it Ghouls and Ghosts? Ghosts and Goblins. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts Resurrection. I never remember. Working on that. Let's go say hi to them. Give a shout out to Humor, of course. This is how we do. Say hi to them. They're hosting a upcoming NES Open Tournament Golf Tournament. Open for All Tournament. Which I was a champion of one year. And I'm going to be participating in that in December for their Tournament of Champions. I'm excited. So let's go raid the Renaissance and say hello. Everybody will be back Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully my voice holds up. Pray for that. All right. Thank you, Sakura. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you, Nate Wilkie, for doing the research on VR1 Crossroads. It's greatly appreciated. All right. I'll see you guys all on Friday. Have a good night. Goodbye.